Hi everyone, it's Kimberly, co-owner of Tokyo Pen Shop, and this is a guided journaling number 14. It's going to be all about decatastrophizing. I'll explain what that means for those of you who are like, what? I've never heard that term before. So you've perhaps heard of cognitive distortions. Those are irrational thoughts that have, power over you and how you feel. Everyone has some cognitive distortions, so you're not immune to them, even if you've never heard this term before. They're a very normal part of being human. However, sometimes they can be very pervasive for some of us. So we really want to get control of our cognitive distortions in a healthy way and recognize when we're catastrophizing, which is one typical type of cognitive distortion. So if you've ever had a problem and you've really exaggerated it in your mind, you've catastrophized. So these are the times where decatastrophizing and this decatastrophizing journaling exercise is really going to help you. What we want to get away from is assuming that the worst possible outcome is the true outcome, is bound to be the true outcome. It's probably unlikely to be the true outcome, but even if it were, we want to see, we want to explore, well, how bad would that really be? Because sometimes we assume we can't handle things that we can handle. So I thought this decatastrophizing exercise that I had been given from a therapist of mine in the past was really helpful for me, and I thought it's perfect to share with you all in this guided journaling series because it is such a perfect exercise for journaling. So how we're going to start here is, per usual, after you have got out your favorite notebook and pen that just is going to make you feel good to use right now, we're going to start by thinking about what are we worried about. Now, just so that I don't confuse anyone, I am using the Zebra Sarasa Grand Vintage with the red black. However, I've actually replaced the regular 0.5 red black that comes with it with a 0.3. So if you're wondering how my writing is ending up looking so tiny with this pen, that is how. So, what am I worried about? Let me see if I've got a good view here. I think that's okay. So now take the time, as much time as you need. Feel free, to pause the video and consider what you're worried about right now. I don't know if you can hear it in the video, but there is some great rain sound in the background, which I just love when I'm journaling. It feels so cozy and lovely. But anyway, if you're wondering what in the world that sound is, that's what it is. Okay, once you've established what you're worried about for the purpose of this exercise, I want you to journal about how likely is it that your worry will come true. So I want you to consider giving examples of past experiences or other evidence to support your answer. So sometimes at this point in the exercise, you are going to realize that what you thought is your original worry is actually leading to another, maybe more concrete thing that you're worried about. So in the case of mine, I thought my worry was about my inability to, I shouldn't say my inability, but like my weakness around setting boundaries. And that leads me to getting like really stressed out. Well, this is really likely to happen for me. I know that that's sort of my pattern. However, I'm realizing already as I journal, even just this much, that really the issue here is I'm worried about upsetting my friends. I'm worried about, colleagues or peers thinking I don't work hard enough. So my actual worry that I'm realizing is that other people will judge me negatively. So I'm actually going to go back and modify that. And I'm going to then reconsider the second question. How likely is it that your worry will come true? The very interesting thing about worrying other people will judge you is that we don't actually know what other people think. Most of us think we know what other people think and we really obsess about it, but we actually cannot read people's minds. Well, maybe some of you can. That's awesome. I think most of us cannot. So we're going to go with that assumption for the purpose of this journaling exercise. And I don't know if it helps you or not for me to provide concrete examples, because again, what some of you might want to do is just pause the video, do your own journaling. That is, after all, the point of this. Some people kind of need the examples to kind of get a clear idea of how this all works. So that's why I provide them. So I'm going to reconsider my new realized worry. Okay, now when you're ready to move on from considering how likely your worry is to come true, maybe journaling about some evidence or past examples of that, I want you to consider and journal about, if your worry does come true, what's the worst that could happen? Okay, now I want you to journal about and consider, if your worry does come true, what's most likely to happen? So it's really interesting for me in this journaling exercise because I'm actually realizing that what I thought was my original fear and worry would actually be a very good scenario for me. That's not often going to happen, but it happens to be the case for me. And so now I'm actually feeling pretty good about my original worry. So very beneficial and interesting for me, this one. And then finally, I want you to do this. I want you to write down, so if your worry comes true, What are the chances you'll be okay in 1 week, 1 month, and 1 year? And so I'm thinking for my situation, in 1 week, there's like a 50% chance that I'll be feeling kind of bummed and sensitive about it. In 1 month, I think there's like 100% chance that I'm going to feel okay about it. And in 1 year, of course, 100% chance. So for me and the exercise I just ran through, I ended up coming away from this exercise feeling really good about something I was originally feeling very stressed about. So I think this decatastrophizing exercise can be super, super helpful. I hope you enjoy using it in your journaling. I actually use it quite frequently since my therapist told me about it. And for those of you who are interested, I think that the original worksheet that she gave me for this, which I followed super closely, came from therapistaid.com. So I don't know, I've never gone and looked at that website, but maybe you'd find other interesting resources there. I have no idea. So I thought I'd mention it. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. As always, please let me know if you have any guided journaling requests. These are really fun for me to do, and I just like to keep going with them for now. All right, I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.